Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. It's a bit hard to see past the light, but welcome to What Buddha Dhamma. I think must be just our second retreat in a while since the pandemic and all. And yeah, it's good to, as usual, see some lots of familiar faces and also some new faces to the monastery. And as most of you know, this is our kind of annual New Year retreat that we have every year, and it's proven to be, as usual, quite popular. Lots of people coming, mostly just to find a quiet place, obviously, to spend the last few days of the year, and then just to greet the new year in a place of peace and calmness, hopefully. So I think the title of the retreat is it's the same title we do every year. Says on the paperwork. It's the wisdom of stillness, and you can't go too wrong with that. You know, we live in a world sometimes that is quite busy, that is quite active, that is quite complicated at times. Lots of proliferation, lots of choices about what to do, where to go, who to be with. Even in the spiritual practice, lots of choices there, lots of teachers, lots of retreats to go to. You can go one in person, go on over to Zoom, do a hybrid, all sorts of different things you can do these days. So it could lead to can be some confusion, some distraction. So it's good to, from time to time, to take a step back, to focus on, back to simplicity, back to restraint. More is not always better. Movement is not always progress. Sometimes we do need to slow down. Sometimes we do need to simplify our lives, to have more clarity. So in the next few days, most of it, just offering some encouragement for you guys to just spend the time in a quiet place, spend the time with a group of like-minded people in peace and harmony. Obviously, there is the daily schedule of the chanting in the morning, the breakfast, of course, a bit of work outdoors. But mostly, the intention the next few days is just to, detach from the busyness of the outside world, detach from your mobile devices, just to slow down, enjoy the beautiful bush, enjoy the peace and silence that you have here, and see what happens. Times just to step back, to reflect on the year that's gone by, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter. And to have some space to also greet the new year, hopefully from a place of peace and stillness, a place of calmness and tranquility. So this is my 15 years here. It's gone by really, really quick. Just shows how old I am. That's what happens with old people. They always talk about how quickly time flies by. Young people can't wait to get older. Can't wait to become an adult. But after a while, it's like, wow, another year's gone by. And, I find that it does fly by. I guess some people say, time flies by when you're having fun. So that's what I like to think it. That I can't ask for a better place. Really connected to what Buddha Dhamma when I first came here. And I find over the years, that connection has grown. Yeah, I always find nice things to look at, beautiful bushland to always enjoy. And even though I do a fair amount of traveling, I'm always happy to be back. Even though we're supposed to be the homeless one, right? Wandering monk. Always, as soon as I come down the hill, I'm like, oh, happy to be home. And the driver always tells me, no, Bhante, you're homeless, remember? yes, I'm homeless. But so I find that so much of it is in the, a large portion of it anyway, it's in the physical location, just having space, being among nature, does encourage a bit of slowing down, does encourage a bit of reflection. I know that you've come here, a lot of you have come here, just looking for peace, looking for a bit of clarity, and looking to obviously improve your meditation. But from my perspective, it's not too worried too much about the meditation, about the process of that. As long as you approach it from a right intention, just being present, enjoying yourself. Find peace, find enjoyment in the day-to-day activity. Whether you're walking around the bush, whether you helping cooking in the kitchen or cleaning up, just find happiness. Reflect on your life with gratitude. Reflect on all that we have already instead of what's missing from our life. So much of the world just encourages us, to look and to want to have more things. They tell you happiness is getting this thing. You're not happy until you get a new phone. You're not happy until you go to a new place, have a holiday. You're not happy until you have another car, a new Tesla model. It's really good, I heard. You're not happy until you retired or something. You're not happy until the kid's grown up. But really, so much of the practice is about stepping back, reflect on the happiness, true happiness. It's only in the here and now. It's only in the present moment can you truly be happy. So find ways to bring up that sense of enjoyment, sense of appreciation. That's already here. That way you don't need anything else to be happy. You're happy in the present moment. You don't have to wait next week, tomorrow, 20 years' time, then you'll be happy. Be happy here. And it does take work. It takes a bit of training, takes a bit of awareness, but something each and every one of us can cultivate. So for the next few days, I think most of you probably know, 2 o'clock, I'll give a guided meditation. We encourage body sweeping, body awareness, to relax the body, soothe the body first. And then next is always mindfulness of the breathing, focusing on the breath, coming in and out. And also a fair amount of time also onto walking meditation. Just, walking around the bush. You can find 20 paces, 20, 30 paces, and walk around, or you can just do, I do sometimes, kind of the wandering walking meditation. Just walking around, just being aware of the body, being aware of different sights and sounds around you. Just being present. And with anything, always approach your time here, always approach the practice from a place of peace and calmness. We're here just to be present, here to understand ourselves better. We don't meditate to get anywhere. We don't meditate to get things. We also meditate to get rid of things. Oh, I should meditate because I want to be more calmer. I want to get rid of my anger, get rid of my anxiety, get rid of whatever negative traits you think you might have. I think as long as you understand yourself, as long as you're aware, things work out on their own. As long as you just kind of focus, point towards wholesome qualities. It's like you have a garden, right? And when you have a garden, you have to work with it. You have to plant the flowers, and you have to water it. And one way to do the garden is that you have to do the weeding, get rid of the weeding from time to time. But once you get rid of weeding, you don't have to continue looking for that. The main thing about the garden, especially the garden of the mind to practice, when the flowers, the beautiful states in the mind, is you water the flowers, and you leave the weed alone. Over time, they wither and die of their own. So I find in my practice, as long as you focus on wholesome qualities in yourself and others, the unwholesome qualities begin to diminish by themselves. Sometimes when we want to get rid of them, we give them more power over us, and they become an issue. But focusing on generosity, focusing on peace and clarity, focusing on forgiveness, acceptance, letting go, then those qualities will grow in your mind. And the negative qualities, because you don't focus them, don't have so much power over you. So the training, so much of it is about, what do we do with the mind, moment by moment. It's not so much whether you focus on the breath, whether you do your vipassana, whether you do the walking, but how are you relating to the mind? You're constantly, pointing towards wholesome states. So I say over and over again to people, what you focus on is your world. So you focus on the terrible news that you see, the war in Ukraine, the destructions of the environment, all the violence that you see, or you're focusing on the peace, the generosity, the acts of selflessness you see around you, the goodness in other people and yourself. Because what you're focusing on is the world. So knowing that we always focus our mind on the positive things in life, positive things in our life. But it does. It takes training, it takes persistence, it takes bringing it back over and over again. Bring it back to the present moment, bring it back to the body, bring it back to the here and now. And in terms of the practical stuff, I think Annie's introduction gave most about only asked because the retreat is fairly full and you are sharing your accommodation with other people. So try to offer as a gift, New Year gift to the people you live with, the gift of silence, okay? You come in too slowly, you don't bang the door while you walk in, you get up slowly, You move through the retreat quietly. Nobody knows you're in the room. No one knows when you're not there. Especially in the accommodation, especially around the kitchen area, to offer the gift of peace to everybody that's around you, the gift of silence. And I find that sometimes in the world, to connect to other people, you have to talk and you have to tell them what you feel about different issues and views and opinions. But I find that just sharing a space, sharing the sala with many, many people, and not really talking to people, just meditating together, you share a much deeper bond, much deeper connection. Because we're moving in the right direction, all moving towards peace and stillness, all moving towards the Dhamma together. And that has a powerful energy on its own. So we offer smiles to each other, offer support, offer friendliness to the people around us. But you don't have to break up into speech. Don't just say good morning to 40 people. Don't have to talk about your wonderful meditation if you're lucky enough to have one. Just smiles and offer peace. The gift of peace. That's very, very rare in the world. We live in a world that's full of noise and views and opinions, full of ideas. But where is in the world that you can just spend the next 3 or 4 days together and not have to speak, to offer peace? Of course, there's noble silence, so during work time, you need to speak and get instructions. Of course, you can do that. But on the whole, encourage people to really restrain the speech, because so much of ourself comes from speech. I know this, I feel this way, I feel that way. I know how this works, I'll show you how to do this. This is, the self leaks out, but to restrain that, when we're here to rub away a sense of self, here to diminish the ego, it comes through views and opinions. We do as much as we can. So some of you might know this rule already. So there's 3 rules to talking, right? Before you want to break into speech around the meal area, you should think to yourself, do I really need to say this? Is it really important? Right? So if you say yes, then you have to go to rule number 2. If you say no, then don't talk. So you say, oh yeah, it's important, I need to talk about it. And you think again, do I really, really need to say this? Is it really, really important? You think, well, maybe not, maybe I can wait. Then you don't have to say it. But you say yes again to the second question. You think again, do I really, really, really need to say this? Is the kitchen on fire or something? If it's no, then you don't have to talk. By then, the other person has probably left the room already anyway. But like I said, it is, with anything, it is an offer of gift to other people. It's not an edict. It's not a rule that you can go to different people. It's a rule that we practice for ourselves. Okay? If some people you feel that they're talking, we do a different practice when it comes to other people talking. So, maybe they have to talk. Maybe they need to talk. Never mind. I'm not going to disturb them. I'm not going to add. So there's noble silence externally and noble silence internally. We're not going to judge and grumble about other people's behavior different ways. We're going to offer the benefit of the doubt, offer friendliness to people around us. If you hear someone talking, you might think, you know what, maybe they need to. Maybe it's important. Maybe she's going through a difficult time, so she needs to have a chat with somebody. But also encourage people, if you do need to have a chat, please just move away from the central area and go have a chat in the bush or something. So because there is a lot of people, it's good just to maintain an atmosphere of peace and stillness when we can, obviously. And anything else that might come up? There is Dhamma talk in the evening around 8 o'clock. about 8:30, 8:40. After that, there's Q&A. So if you have any questions, you can also write it down and put it into the basket in the back. Or you can ask it directly as well. Yep. And then on Sunday afternoon, there is a group interview. There were groups of 10 and half an hour each. It's about 2 hours. Yeah, so you do that. And I think most people follow the number, but a lot of people don't, but never mind. So we can start the numbering system. So because how it works is we number 1 to 4, and then you grow in the group of, if you're group 1, you go to the number 1 slot. Group 2 go to the number 2 slot. Group 3 go to number 3, and group 4 go to number 4. Yeah? Okay, so we'll start the numbering thing about now. So, Amanda, you're 1, 2, mine is 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, Jackie's 2, Serena 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, can't see. Oh, you already have it. 3, 4, 1. Okay. You don't have a number, it's usually 1 to 4. Just pick one slot and go into. And it's down at the, where we have the meal, down around the area, kitchen area. Like I said, it's an opportunity just to ask your questions about the practice, but also to get a feel for what the practice is like. In the group, I find that people give feedback. It's usually, like I said, sometimes you think you're the only one with a busy mind. You're the only one with a crazy mind. That everybody must be getting jhanas or something. And you come to these things, oh, we all have the same questions. So it's a good opportunity just to learn from each other as well, the different challenges of the practice. And also to feel a sense of camaraderie, that we all roughly have the same mind, roughly have the same issues that we're working through in different ways. So that is the interviews, the group interviews on Sunday afternoon. Saturday afternoon is just tomorrow an opportunity just to work with the meditation object, to do a bit of sitting, walking meditation, and then any issues that come up, we can address it on Sunday. Also, my question: is there anybody who never meditated before? This is the first meditation retreat. And no, okay, you're all professional. Good. That's good. And anything else I need to bring up?
Just ask everyone to sit on the same cushion.
Yes, hopefully that's clear. Because of COVID, but also just for the sake of simplicity, please just use the same seat over the next few days. Yeah. And also same, yeah, I think the public health announcement, if you feel like you're coming down with COVID-like symptoms or COVID, we do have a test, and that we also need to let people know. But the new standard, as far as I understand, we don't have to close the retreat. We just, the person with the COVID just goes home, I think. Yeah. Anything else? No, going forward, like I said, next couple of days, for most people, it's been a full year of lots of changes, the COVID, the lockdown, going back to work or school, business. So it's been a lot of changes and a lot of challenges. So hopefully in the next few days, we're offering you here is just a time just to relax, a time time and space just to digest, process, rejuvenate yourself, relax, just to clarify the mind, to process any stuff that's been lingering over the past year, and then hopefully, have the openness, the spaciousness, the calmness, just to greet the new year and be open to the new challenges that's going to happen. And so much of the practice, so much of life is about adaptability, learning to flow with lives, to face new challenges. I was taught from a management school, there are no problems, there are only challenges in life. So if you face what you think could be a difficulty, just take a step back and say, what is it I'm here to learn? What is this going to teach me? What is the lesson I need to learn from here? Instead of, oh, poor me, oh, I've got this terrible disease, oh, my hip is killing me, my knee is killing me. Why do I have to face these problems? Why do I have to live with these annoying people? Why is this person annoying me so much? No. Everybody here, all the issues in your life, difficulties, there's lessons to be learned. Remember, we're here hundreds of thousands, million times already. The reason we're here is because we're here there's a lesson to learn. As we learn these lessons, we transcend, hopefully, the sufferings of life. Eventually, we don't have to come back. But we're here, so there's a lesson to be learned. It could be on a daily basis, it could be a large issue. There's definitely lessons to be learned in different ways. We all have our different, individual paths, different challenges that comes up from time to time. But always, like I said, look at it from a non-self perspective. Sometimes you think, oh, this person's out to get me. It only happens to poor me, only me. But you look around, it's not. Everybody's got the same issue. We're all getting older, all getting different type of sicknesses that comes. We're all getting, sometimes get separated from our loved ones, being with difficult people. You have to have, a terrible boss to deal with. Yeah, and that's just part of life. But we don't have to make a problem out of it. We can learn to adapt, to change, to work with things as they are. And that's the beauty of the Dhamma. We all have what it takes to deal with the different issues that arises in life, in our own life. It takes a bit of patience, a bit of faith and confidence in your own wisdom, your own spiritual qualities comes. That's like, Lubul Lims, one of the meditation masters in Thailand, the great saying is, wherever there's suffering, there's also happiness there. There's also the end of suffering right there. Right there. You just have to be patient, look hard enough, be with it, study the problem. The solution is right there. What arises passes away. What arises in the world, the condition for that to pass away is also right there. It's also born in there. Just a bit of patience, a bit of wisdom. There's so much of it. It's from perspective as well. So looking at the problem that we have to solve, also we can also focusing on all the things that we have already. All the wonderful things we have in our lives. We live in a great country, it's peaceful, lots and lots of bushland to meditate in. We're ringing the new year with a group of wonderful people. Who knows, you may not be down at the harbor to see the fireworks, but with a bit of luck, who knows, in your meditation, you might see the fireworks in your meditation. So I offer those few words of encouragement for your next few days. Some people have the full day, so like I said, you continue sitting or rest. And then we'll see you tomorrow morning 5 o'clock. Okay, I'll offer that for your reflection tonight.